I'll tell you, I say it was a borderline perfect weekend for the Pats. You got the late night win for the Broncos, which wasn't ideal. The Bills won, which I want to get to, so they're still kind of fake lingering in the division, I think. Although something happens tonight. Bills win again while you're on the bye. All of a sudden, that game shapes up pretty massively coming off the bye week, but I don't anticipate the Patriots losing tonight. That Houston team, who beat the Colts, has done you a lot of favors the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They absolutely neutralized Josh Allen and the Bills. They beat the Colts yesterday. You know who they have next, Keefe?
Who do they got next?
Kansas City.
Oh.
So that Houston, and they play the Colts again.
Yeah.
That Houston team can do a lot of dirty work for you.
They might just do enough dirty work to get into the playoffs and then be a really good defense.
And then be a team you don't want to face. That's true.
Although, I don't know about Stroud. He seems like, now he was coming back off an injury.
Yeah, you might have been a little more locked in wire to wire on that game.
Yeah, he's not great.
He's not, but that team has won a playoff game in 2 years straight.
Yeah.
So I don't have disrespect for Stroud. He's not what I thought he was going to be 2 years ago. Like when he first came into the league, I thought he was going to be the next big thing, and I don't think he's that.
That's a little bit of a, worry. I don't know if you'd be worried necessarily, but when you see Drake May and you're like, well, what's stopping him from being the stud?
No, 100%.
He's a good example because Jane Daniels is maybe more injury. And you're like, all right, he's just hurt right now. And I know Stroud missed a couple games with a concussion, but when we've seen him after his rookie year, you're right. He looked like the guy that might pass Herbert and be closer to Burrow, Allen, and Jackson and Mahomes. And now you're like, I don't really know. He's clearly an NFL starter, but he's not the same thing. But anyway.
I mean, look, we talked about Jordan Love earlier. Jordan Love, there was a lot of early hype for when he got the job. Same thing with Stroud. Same thing with Daniels. I agree. That's probably more injury related. But if you want a cautionary tale or just a worry that we hyped up Drake May too quickly.
Yeah, that's a guy you look at.
Those would be guys to point to. I just think the level that Drake May was playing at earlier this year, and it has tapered off a little bit in the last month, the level he was playing at, though, was so far above what any of those guys were doing. He was putting up Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes numbers in their MVP seasons for a long stretch. And in some cases, longer than what those guys had done. So he was playing like Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the best stretch of their careers. So I do think he's leveled up even beyond them when they were getting all this hype. But if you want to point to those guys and say, we do this all the time with quarterbacks, we overreact, we overhype them, and then we wind up tearing them down, Stroud would be a great example of that. But the Colts, I don't believe in them. And it turns out, a couple of these quarterbacks now in the AFC are hurt. Aaron Rodgers got hurt again yesterday.
Yeah.
Got crumpled. He was hurt going into the game.
Yeah, he looked like a mess.
And then Daniel Jones is playing through a broken fibula.
Apparently he's got a broken fibula.
So, I already didn't believe in him.
Taping it up.
But, and
Sauce Gardner got hurt. And not a quarterback, but
good point, too. Yeah. Sauce Gardner, which we thought was an Achilles, or at least I did when it happened. Turns out it's a calf strain, which sometimes is a precursor for that. But, okay. Now, Daniel Jones, who I already didn't believe in, now is hurt on top of it. You can kill off that Colts team. They scare me zero.
Agreed. Yeah, they were never high on my list. I was like, all right, well, Jonathan Taylor's really good, but you're going to need more than that. I think if you're going to need a great defense. If it was the Texans' defense, maybe with a Jonathan Taylor type running game, and then that combination totally and a quarterback that doesn't turn over. But no, their whole thing. I don't. I mean, they. What's crazy, they might not even. It looked like they were running away with that division. Now, not only are they not in the division lead, they might not make the playoffs. I wouldn't cash the Colts make the playoffs ticket just yet.
Okay.
Do you think Houston could pass them?
Texans are a game back. They already won a game with them head-to-head, and again, they have another game.
Yep,
so, Houston could definitely pass them. Buffalo has the same record. The Chargers have the same record. Jacksonville has the same record, although that keeps the Colts in play in the division.
Now, really the best teams that are outside of the playoffs, and I'll only go with the 500 or better, right? I think even though the Dolphins won again, they're cooked. I would say the Texans, Steelers, and Chiefs. Only one of those teams needs to pass the Colts.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know if the Colts make the playoffs.
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
And people they're
the one seed 2
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago.
They're getting no respect. They might be the best team in the AFC.
Nah, they might be home.
We get a lot of stuff wrong. A lot of stuff wrong.
Every day.
But that's one that this show never believed in the Indianapolis Colts.
No, they've lost 3 out of 4. You mentioned their schedule. I mean, Jacksonville twice. Suddenly, those are really tough games. So let's say they even split with Jacksonville. They also play Seattle and San Fran and Houston. okay. Like, they're not making the playoffs.
Kiss them goodbye.
I think I got them out. The Jones and Keefe playoff predictor, 0%.
Oh, no, really?
Too much?
No, I like
10%?
it. I like.
I feel like the playoff predictor should be 100% or 0%.
That's the way the playoff predictor should work. It's
Colts
0 or 100. It's a binary playoff.
If you had to guess right now, they're in or they're out.
Out.
Yeah.
Well,
out.
now that you read me the schedule.
Well, yeah, it's a gauntlet. Everyone's like, the Bears schedule. What about the Colts?
Well, and you did say this last year with the Bears, and the Bears are a different team, and the Bears right now are the 1 seed in the NFC, as we were illustrating earlier. Yeah. But a year ago, you could see that coming with the Bears. The Colts might be that same team. It's still Daniel Jones. And for as good as Jonathan Taylor is, he has been neutralized a little bit the last couple of weeks. The Chiefs really took him out last week, and the Texans did to a degree yesterday. Those are two really good defenses. But if you can limit him whatsoever, Daniel Jones isn't going to beat you, and that defense isn't any good.
And their one win in the last 4 games was the Berlin overtime game against the Falcons,
who lost to the Jets yesterday. Yeah. So, I'm not taking the Colts.
The Colts are done.
They might lose out.
See you later.
617-779-7937. All right, based on all that, Keefe, we've illustrated that the Pats can play with anyone. They're playing as good a football as anyone. We all watch the rest of the league Thursday, Friday, yesterday. Got a real good view, real good gauge for the second time in a couple of weeks. When the Pats are on Thursday Night Football, you got to do the same thing. You'll get to do it again next week when the Pats are on the bye week. I don't see another team where I look at them and go, the Pats cannot hang with that team.
I don't know how you could.
Maybe I thought it was the Rams going into the weekend. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Like they lost to Carolina, who you smoked. So I'm not telling you that's a lock, but
no, it's not.
It's not like you can't play with the Rams or they're playing on another level from you. What's a realistic expectation for this team this year?
I think it's divisional round. I mean, I think, as much as we want to say, hey, they can play with anybody, yeah, of course, but they could also lose to any of these top playoff teams. We'll see on home field advantage. They may or may not have that. Like, we don't know. Like, they might have the bye, they might not. If they have the bye, then obviously you're already in the divisional round, and then you can get greedy and you want more. So you can finish with the same record as Denver, lose the tiebreaker, and have to play wild card weekend. And if you have a home game against Houston, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, like, let's say Buffalo, that's not like a gimme win, and like I would still overall do the whole thing where I'd be like, that's a successful season. You made the playoffs for a 4-win team, blah, blah, blah. But sitting here today, going into the week 13 game, they should be one of the final 4 teams in the AFC.
So, okay, wow. So you have final 4 teams in the AFC. Sorry, that makes more sense. I would just tweak what you said. You said at least divisional round. I would just say they should win a game. So if you have the bye, I don't want
you're in the conference championship game.
I don't want you losing at home with the 1 seed, losing that first game. I would not feel like that is what should happen.
Matchup also really matters.
It does.
Because if the first game is against Mahomes or Allen, that's so much different than like C.J. Stroud or the corpse of Aaron Rodgers.
That does matter. Yeah. So let's let
or
that
Daniel
play
Jones.
out.
You might play Daniel Jones in your first game. Like, all right, you should win that game.
Let's let that play out and let's see how it goes. But I'm not going to crush them for losing to the Chiefs, I don't think. Although we're also at one end of our mouth saying I'm not going to crush them for losing to the Chiefs. Out the other, we're saying they're done and they're 6-6 and they're the 10 seed.
Well, but I mean, I don't know if they're ever really done. Like, I'm waiting for the Undertaker gift for Mahomes, and it's just something about like Mahomes in the playoffs. Like, until you actually see it, and I know like they lost last year in the Super Bowl, right? Like until you really see it in that moment, he has some of the same vibes as Brady. Like, no matter what the team looks like in the regular season, if that's who's lining up across from you in the playoffs, like that's not ideal.
So I'd like to amend it and say they should win a game. If they have the 1 seed, I got to see the game. I got to see the matchup. But just generically, I want them winning a game. If you're playing on Wild Card Weekend, you got to win that game. Win a game. I think that's now a realistic expectation for this team. And I'm also at a point where it's not a failure if they don't get the 1 seed, but I'm going to be pretty disappointed if they don't get the 1 seed.
Yeah, because I don't think Denver's winning out, right? So you figure how many more losses can the Patriots have realistically and get the 1 seed? Is it?
I think they could lose the Buffalo and Baltimore game and maybe still get it. You'd need help. But I think you could maybe still get it.
Because everybody else has 4 losses besides Denver and the Pats.
I think the Pats are losing 1 more game. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
They should win tonight. They should beat the Jets and the Dolphins to close out the year. Although, in fairness, both of them are playing better.
They are.
And I think they should split against Baltimore and Buffalo. So take your pick in there. Maybe they lose the Buffalo game and win the Baltimore game.
Yeah,
maybe it's the other way around.
There's 1 loss in there.
They should lose 1 more game, and if
they should go 14-3, which is insane,
and have the bye week.
I agree. No, so I agree.
I'm not saying it's a failure if they don't get it. It's not a failure, but I'm now at the point where I would be pretty disappointed. I don't think it's a coin flip. I think they have the inside track. They're in the driver's seat. Whatever you want to say about it.
Right.
I think they're right there for the 1 seed, and I now would be pretty disappointed. And my expectation is at least win a game in the playoffs. So that's where we're at now. If we said this in August, I know Tommy Curran feels this way. If we talked about this in August, this would all be gravy.
But we can also change how we feel.
We're not talking about it in August.
No,
it's December 1st.
Yep.
And
we made it.
The realistic expectation now is win a game, and I'm going to be pretty disappointed if they don't get the bye. 617-779-7937. We have a top 5 Monday for you.
Yeah, this is important.
Top 5 Giants coming up at 10:45.
All-time Giants?
All time.
Yeah,
yes, yes. In the history of the planet. Which actually for this one that's quite important.
It's a lot of Giants.
It's a lot of Giants. Yeah. Mark is in Medford. Get us started today, Mark.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
So I did a couple of comments on a couple of games yesterday. First off, Aaron Rodgers looked every bit of 42 years old. And is this finally the end of the road for Mike Tomlin after, 17 years? They were chanting Fire Tomlin in Pittsburgh last night. And I know Minnesota sucks. They got no quarterback. But really, in this league, you're getting shut out. It's hard to do in this league.
Okay, so let's hit on a bunch of those real quick.
Yeah.
Rough go for our guy, KOC.
It is really bad. Yeah,
Not good.
What was that thing he had playing for him? Max Brommer?
Max Brosmer, he's a UNH guy.
Oh, he is?
Well, he started at UNH.
Oh,
I think
I
he
was
transferred to Minnesota, yeah.
Oh, okay. That was a tough go. That was a tough look overall. But KOC.
The underhand pick that he threw
Shouldn't
on
have thrown
fourth down,
that.
which, by the way,
He channeled Will Levis on that one.
He should have ate that ball. You gotta eat that ball, go down with it.
But we like Kevin O'Connell. That's a horrible play call. It's a guy in his first start.
Yeah, he was trying to do too much.
Just if you're gonna go for it on fourth down, I don't care.
You don't like the little flip?
Don't roll the guy out on a play action in his first start. Like that was moronic.
Don't throw it to the other team.
So all right, Minnesota's trash. Whatever.
Yeah, Minnesota's bad.
Bad look for our guy KOC.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Tomlin. Does Tomlin survive the year? I would say yes.
I
would say
no. The crowd. I don't know if Courtney was chanting this or not. I don't know if the mics picked her up. I would imagine.
Oh, that's right.
She was pro Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was chanting Fire Tomlin or not.
Yes!
I don't think he survives because I also think they're going to pile up losses down the stretch.
All right, so they go Baltimore, Miami, Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore.
I'm not even joking. They might lose out. They might lose out.
They're home against Miami. You don't think they can beat the
Miami's
Dolphins?
playing way better. I'm not saying they will.
Yeah.
But, could they lose out? That's in play.
I just feel like Steeler coaches have their job for life. He should have been fired 3 years ago.
1 or 2 wins. So they get 2 wins. That gets him to 8-9. He's gone.
Oh, yeah, he loses his streak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's possible. I just feel like they've had 3 coaches in their franchise history. They're just going to keep him.
Jones and Keefe playoff predictor.
Oh, Steelers? 0%.
0%.
Yeah, 0%.
Jones and Keefe, Mike Tomlin, hot seat predictor.
Tomlin has survived non-playoff seasons.
Yeah, he has not a losing season.
No, he's never had a losing season, although there's a little bit of a semantics on that one because didn't he go 8-8 one year?
He had,
it's
correct. A non-winning season, but not a losing season.
But, yeah, I mean, let's see. They haven't won a playoff game in, 10 years?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And he just keeps his job. They lost in the wild card the last 2 years, missed the playoffs, 2 wild card losses, 2 missed playoffs. So, a divisional loss after going 13-3. So, I don't know. They just like having the same guy. I think he stays.
I think he's gone. All right. Johnny's in Brooklyn on the Broncos. Go ahead, Johnny.
Hey, what do you say? Thanks for taking the call.
Yep.
I totally agree. The Patriots should be able to play with everybody. And on last night's game, I wasn't very impressed with the Broncos. But what really bothered me was how many different ways Tirico and Collinsworth are called Mariota's name. Did you guys pick up on that?
So,
I think
did
it was
you notice
Mariota.
this?
A little bit. I definitely caught that.
Okay,
Yeah.
My wife went to Oregon, Bragg.
Nice.
And early on in his career, they were pronouncing it the way these guys were saying it last night, like Mariota or whatever they were saying. It was like an emphasis on that. Early on at Oregon, that's how they were saying it.
Interesting.
Now,
It's like a Marchand situation?
or like a Bijan thing.
Bijan.
Like, dude, you don't get to
Alex
decide.
Avila?
You don't get to decide 10 years into your career.
Yeah.
Like Marchand or Mariota.
Yeah.
Bijan was more recent, but it's like you don't get to all of a sudden change.
Can't do it. It's actually Keefe. is actually how it's pronounced. You guys can make that adjustment.
So I did notice that on the broadcast last night.
Yeah.
617-779-7937. You can jump in here on Jones and Keefe. We'll get to the Patriots and the Giants lost in the long weekend. Is some criticism from a Giants pass rusher of Drake May. You're not going to want to miss that. Plus, how big is the gap between the Patriots and the Giants? We'll do that coming up. But on the way next, typically we do this on a Friday. No Friday show last week. Top 5 all-time Giants. on a Top 5 Monday next.